end of the 3rd century CE saw the rise of Gupta dynasty in North India. The Guptas remained in power for nearly 3 centuries. Sri Gupta was the founder of Gupta dynasty. Samudragupta and Chandragupta II were the notable kings of the Gupta dynasty. Samudragupta. The expansion of the Gupta empire began during the reign of Chandragupta I. His son Samudragupta defeated the smaller neighboring kingdoms and extended the empire further. In his time, the Gupta empire spread from Assam up to the Punjab. He also conquered the eastern coastal region up to Kanchi in Tamil Nadu. Due to these victories, his power came to be recognized everywhere. As a result, kings on the western frontiers as well as those in Sri Lanka made treaties of friendship with him. A pillar inscription at Prayag describes Samudragupta's conquest and victories. The inscription is known as Prayag Prashasti and also as Allahabad Prashasti. He was an expert veena player. He minted coins which had a variety of images engraved on them. In one of them, he is seen playing the veena. His name Samudragupta is engraved on it. A gold coins of Samudragupta both the side. Chandragupta II. After Samudragupta, his son Chandragupta II ascended the throne. He extended the Gupta empire towards the northwest. He also owned Malwa, Gujarat and Saurashtra. He established a good relation with the powerful Vataka rulers in the south, giving his daughter Prabhavati in marriage to Rudrasen II. This is an iron pillar at Mehrauli near Delhi. It is not rusted even in the course of the last 1500 years. It is an excellent specimen of the metallurgical skill of the ancient Indian people. The inscription on the pillar bears the name of the king called Chandra. It is on his basis that the iron pillar is assumed to be of the period of Chandragupta II. In this period, the Buddha Bhikkhu Fa Hien came to India from China. He has written an account of his travel in India. From his writings, we learn about the efficient administration of the Gupta emperors. The Vardhan dynasty. With the decline of the Gupta power, many states emerged in North India. The Vardhan dynasty was one of them. Prabhakar Vardhan was the king of Thanesar near Delhi. The Vardhan dynasty was founded by him. His son Harshavardhan expanded the Vardhan empire up to Nepal in north, up to the river Narmada in the south, Assam in the east and Gujarat in the west. He had cordial relations with Raja Bhaskarvarman of Kamrup, that is ancient Assam. He had established friendly relations with Emperor of China and even sent his ambassador to the Chinese court. The capital of Harshavardhan's empire was Kanuj. Trade flourished during his reign. He spent a large portion of his revenue for the welfare of the people. Every 5 years, he would distribute all his wealth among the people. This was the Harshvardhan's way. It is not in his textbook. The court poet Bhanabhatta wrote Harshacharitra, a biography of Emperor was Harshvardhan. This text provides information on the life and achievements of Harshvardhan. Harshvardhan had become a follower of Buddhism but gave generous patronage to other religions too, not only to Buddhism but also to other religions also. He wrote 3 Sanskrit plays, which were they? Ratnavali, Naganand and Priyadarshika. These were the 3 Sanskrit plays was written. The Buddhist bhikkhu Yuan-Chuang had came to India from China during his regime. He travelled to all the parts of India. He stayed at the Nalanda University for 2 years. On returning to his homeland, he translated many Buddhist manuscripts into Chinese. Yuan-Chuang travelled all over India. He has words of praise for the people of Maharashtra. So, what are they? He writes, the people of Maharashtra are a proud people. They never forget a favour done to them, but they do not spare anyone who insults them. They will help another in distress without a care even for their own life. They do not harm anyone who take refuge with them. Northeast India. A story in Mahabharata tells about the marriages of Arjuna and Ulpi, the princess of Manipur states in East India. The state of Kamrup emerged in the 4th century CE. It was established by Pushyavarman. His name has been mentioned in the pillar inscription of Samudragupta at Allahabad. I have shown in the previous slide also. Many inscriptions of Kamrup kings are available. The epic Mahabharata and Ramayana use the name Pragyajyotish for Kamrup. The capital of that state was Pragyajyotishpur. Today, we know it as the city of Guwahati in Assam. In the book Periplus of the Ithran Sea, Kamrup is mentioned as Kirhadia or region of the Kirat people. The Kamrup kingdom extended in the Brahmaputra river basin, Bhutan and some parts of Bengal and Bihar. During the reign of King Bhaskarvarman, Yuan-Chuang has visited Kamrup. In this chapter, we will learn about the different kingdoms in North India that emerged in the period after the Mauryas. Similarly, we also learn about the situation in the northeastern part of India during that period. In the next chapter, we will get acquainted with the kingdoms of the south of the same period. So, we have completed this chapter. Based on this, I will give the PDF, write in your history notebook with good and neat handwriting. And some parts of this history like do you know has been deleted by the government. So, I have not taken in this explanation. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.